Chapter 7.
Time. Reading time. We have already learned how to read the time in a watch to the nearest 5 minutes. Let us recapitulate it. Look at the pictures below which show different timing clocks. 6:30, 4:15, 6:15. When the minute hand is before 6, we read it as past. When the minute hand is after 6, we read it as 2. 25 minutes past 8, 20 minutes to 6. 6 hours 30 minutes is called as 6:30. We say 3 hours 45 minutes to 4:45. 6 hours 50 minutes, 6:15, 25 minutes past 8, and 5 hours 40 minutes, 20 minutes to 6. When the minute hand is before 6, we read it as past. When the minute hand is after 6, we read it as 2. Reading time to the exact minute. As we can see, there are 60 marks on the face of the clock, out of which 12 are numbered. The minute hand of a clock moves from one number to the next in 5 minutes. The interval between two numbers is divided into 5 equal parts. Each part is 1 minute. The minute hand moves from one small marking to the next in 1 minute. See the clock shown below. Clock A, 4 hours 24 minutes. So 24 minutes past 4. Clock B says 10 hours 22 minutes. So we say 22 minutes past 10. Clock C is 9 hours 50 minutes. So 10 minutes to 10. In clock A, the minute hand has moved 24 marks and the hour hand is between 4 and 5. So the time is 4 hours 24 minutes or 24 minutes past 4. Similarly, the times for clocks B and C are shown respectively below the clocks. AM and PM. A day has 24 hours. It is divided into 12-hour periods. The first period is 12 midnight to 12 noon, which is called antemeridian. That is before midday and is written as AM. The second period is from 12 noon to 12 midnight. It is called postmeridian. That is after midday and is written as PM. For example, 10 o'clock in the morning is written as 10 AM, whereas 10 o'clock at night is written as 10 PM. Smart tip: we never suffix AM or PM with 12 at noon and at midnight. They are simply called 12 noon and 12 midnight. So hello students, let's start a new chapter, chapter number 13, time. So let's start with our first example. So students, let's start with example number 1. Write the time using AM or PM. So here we are given time and we have mentioned the time in the morning or in the evening or midnight. So we have to mention whether it would be AM or PM. So let's see our A part. It is 8:15 in the morning. So we know that the time from 12 midnight to 12 noon is AM. So it is 8:15 in the morning. It means it is before 12 noon. So it is AM. So we write it as 8:15 AM. So guys, please keep in mind that after 12 midnight to 12 noon, it is AM. And after 12 noon to 12 midnight, it is PM. So now look at the second example. Here it is 1:50 after midnight. So I have told you after 12 midnight it is AM up to 12 noon. So here it is 1:50, that is after 12 midnight. 1:50 comes after 12 midnight. So it is also AM then. That is 1:50 AM. Antemeridian. AM denotes antemeridian, whereas PM denotes postmeridian. Antemeridian from 12 midnight to 12 noon, and postmeridian, that is PM, from 12 noon to 12 midnight. Duration of an activity. As you can see, Anjali has to reach in school at 7:30 am. In the second picture, Anjali leaves her school at 1:15 pm. How much time did she spend in the school? Anjali's duration of stay in school is 7:30 am to 8 am, 30 minutes. 8 am to 12 noon, 4 hours, 12 noon to 1 pm 1 hour, 1 pm to 1:15 pm 15 minutes. Total time Anjali spent in her school is equal to 4 plus 1 hours plus 30 plus 15 minutes. That is equal to 5 hours plus 45 minutes, or we can say 5 hours 45 minutes. Thus we can calculate the duration of a particular activity. The time taken to complete an activity is called the duration of that activity. So students, now let's look at example number 1. Meena left her house for school at 7:05 am and reached school at 7:45 am. How much time did she take to reach school from her house? So here we are given the time at which she leaves her house and the time at which she reaches the school. So we have to find out the time she takes to reach her school from her house. So let's start. So the time can be found out if we subtract the time she reached school from the time she started from her house. So time taken can be given by 7:45 am minus 7:05 am. Now since hours are same, that is 7, so we need only to subtract the minutes. That is 45 minutes minus 5 minutes. So we get 40 minutes. So we subtract 5 minutes from 45 minutes, so we get 40 minutes. When we subtract 5 from 45, we get 40 minutes. That is the time she takes to reach her school from her house. Reading the second hand. We already know about the two hands, hour hand and minute hand, of a clock. Apart from these two hands, some clocks also have a third hand. It is the thinnest and the fastest moving among all the three hands. We call it the second hand. Second hand takes 1 second to go from one small division or tick to the other. Second hand goes round the clock once in every minute. We can say that the second hand takes 1 minute, that is 60 seconds, when it covers all the 60 divisions or ticks in the clock. Look carefully at the following clocks and study the time shown by each. In the first clock, it is 20 minutes 5 seconds past 2 or 2 hour 20 minutes and 5 seconds. In the second clock, it is 55 minutes 45 seconds past 12 or 12 hour 55 minutes 45 seconds. In the third clock, it is 40 minutes 50 seconds past 4 or 4 hour 40 minutes and 50 seconds. We have 45 minutes 55 seconds past 1. We have 15 minutes 10 seconds past 12, and in sixth and the last clock we have 30 minutes 40 seconds past 9. Conversion of time. We know that 1 day is equal to 24 hours, 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Hours into minutes. To convert hours into minutes, we multiply the hours by 60. So students, now let's look at example number 1. Convert 4 hours into minutes. So here we have to convert 4 hours completely into minutes. So as we know that 1 hour contains 60 minutes. So we know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Therefore 4 hours will be equal to 4 into 60 minutes. That is 240 minutes. So 4 hours contain 240 minutes. That is 4 hours are equal to 240 minutes. So I hope you understood how to convert hours into minutes. Minutes into hours. To convert minutes into hours, we divide the minutes by 60. The question gives hours and remainder as minutes. So students, now let's look at example number 1. Convert 680 minutes into hours. So we have to convert 680 minutes into hours. We know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So to convert minutes into hours, we need to divide it by 60. So 680 divided by 60. So divided by 60. 60 and remainder is 20. So basically our quotient gives us hours and our remainder gives us minutes. So when we divide 680, we get 11 hours 20 minutes. So we can say that 680 minutes is equal to 11 hours 20 minutes. So I hope students you have understood how to convert into hours. To convert minutes into hours, we need to divide minutes by 60. That is, here the minutes were 680 and we divided it by 60 and our hours are 11 hours 20 minutes. Minutes into seconds. To convert minutes into seconds, we multiply the minutes by 60. So students, now let's look at example number 1. Convert 6 minutes into seconds. So we know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So 6 minutes will be equal to 6 into 60 seconds. That is 360 seconds. So 6 minutes contains, or 6 minutes is equal to 360 seconds. So I hope students you have understood how to convert minutes into seconds. Seconds into minutes. To convert seconds into minutes, we divide the seconds by 60. The quotient gives minutes and the remainder as seconds. So students, now let's look at example number 1. Convert 975 seconds into minutes. So we have to convert 975 seconds into minutes. So we know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So we need to divide 975 by 60. So dividing 975 by 60, we get these are our minutes and our remainder is our second. So we can say that 975 seconds is equal to 16 minutes and 15 seconds. This is our required answer. Here we have converted seconds into minutes. So I hope students have understood how to convert seconds into minutes. So we have to divide it by 60. Days into hours. To convert days into hours, we multiply the days by 24. So students, let's look at example number 1. Convert 4 days into hours. So we have to convert 4 days into hours. So we know that 1 day is equal to 24 hours. So 4 days will be equal to 4 into 24 hours. So 4 days will be equal to 4 into 24 hours. So when we multiply, we get 96 hours. That is, the total number of hours in 4 days is 96 hours. So I hope students you have understood how to convert days into hours. We need to multiply the number of days with 24. That is, 1 day contains 24 hours, so we need to multiply it by 24 hours. Hours into days. To convert hours into days, we divide the hours by 24. The quotient gives days and the remainder as hours. So students, let's look at example number 1. Convert 124 hours into days. We know that 1 day is equal to 24 hours. So to convert hours into days, we need to divide hours by 24. So let's start divided by 24. So 24 also, these are, our quotient gives us days and gives us hours. Our remainder gives us hours. So we can say that 124 hours is equal to 5 days and 4 hours. So this is the required form. When we convert 124 hours into days, our answer is 5 days and 4 hours. 24-hour clock. Air and railway travel timetables do not use AM and PM to show times. Instead, they use 24-hour clock time. One 24-hour clock is shown on the next page. In it, the hour from each midnight to the next one are numbered from 0 to 24. 24-hour clock, the time is expressed as a 4-digit number. The first two digits from the left show hours and the remaining two digits show minutes. For example, 8 am is written as 800 hours. 1 am is written as 100 hours. 12 noon is written as 1200 hours. 2 pm is written as 1400 hours. 11:30 pm is written as 2330 hours. 12 midnight is written as 2400 hours or 0 hours. Look at these clocks. In the first clock, if it is in the morning, we say the time is 230 hours. If it is in the afternoon, we say the time is 1430 hours. If it is in the morning, we say the time is 610 hours. If it is in the evening, we say the time is 1810 hours. If it is in the morning, we say the time is 1107 hours. If it is at night, we say the time is 2307 hours. Conversion from 24-hour clock to 12-hour clock time. Rule 1. If the number formed by the first two digits from the left is less than 12, it denotes the number of hours before noon and thus AM is to be used with it. For example, 710 hours denotes 7:10 AM. 1105 hours denote 11:05 AM. Rule 2. If the number formed by the first two digits from the left is greater than 12, the difference between the number and 12 give the number of hours after noon and thus PM is to be used with it. For example, 1315 hours denote 1:15 PM. 2230 hours denote 10:30 PM. Rule 3. If the number formed by the first two digits from the left is 12 other than 12, it shows time after noon and so PM is to be used with it. For example, 1205 hours denotes 12:05 PM. 1240 hours denote 12:40 PM. So students, now let's look at example number 2. Convert the following time into 12-hour clock time. So we are given 24-hour clock time and we have to convert it into 12-hour clock time and mention AM as well as PM. So our first part is 123 hours. So we know that 123 hours are in hours. 1200 hours, the time before 1200 hours denotes AM, whereas time about 1200 hours denotes PM. So it is 123 hours, so it would be written as it is 1:23 AM. Now let's look at second part, part B, 1540 hours, that is 1540 hours. So here our hours are greater than 1200 hours, so it would go to the next PM section, that is from AM to PM, it is time after 12 noon. So 1540 hours is 1540 somewhere here, that is between 3, 15 denotes 340, we can write 1540 as 340, 1540 would be here and 1540 would be somewhere between 15 and 16, so 15 denotes 3, so 340 and it would be AM or PM. Since it is greater than 1200 hours, so it would be PM. Now similarly, let's look at our C part, 315 hours. Since it is less than 1200 hours, so it would be AM and we can write it as it is 3:15 AM. So I hope students you have understood the time about 1200 hours has to be mentioned in PM, and here as it was in B part 1540 hours, so 15 represents 3 and 40 hours, 40 represent 40 minutes, 3:40 and PM since it is greater than 1200 hours, whereas other two examples were less than 1200 hours, so it will represent AM time and written as it is 1, and this represents minute 1:23 AM and here 3:15 AM. So I hope students you have understood how to convert the following time in 12-hour clock time. Addition and subtraction of time. Let us learn addition and subtraction of time through examples. So students, now let's look at example number 1. Add 6 hours 30 minutes and 2 hours 40 minutes. We are given two time periods and we have to add both of them. So let's start. We have to make two separate columns for hours and minutes. So hours and minutes. So hours, under hours I will write 6 hours and 30 minutes and 2 hours and 40 minutes. 2 hours 40 minutes, and we have to add the 2. So H for hours and for minutes. So we'll add both the columns separately. Let's first add the minutes. 30 plus 40. So 30 plus 40 equals to 70 minutes. Now 70 minutes can be written as 1 hour and 10 minutes. So this 1 hour goes carry over to the hours section. So let's add 30 plus 40 is 0. 3 plus 4 7. So 70, instead of 70 we mention 10. 10 minutes and 1 carried over, as it was 70 minutes equals to 1 hour 10 minutes. So 10 and 1 carried over to the hours. This hour gets carried over to hours section. So 6 plus 1 plus 2 is 9. So our sum of the two is 9 hour and 10 minute. So we can say the sum is 9 hour 10 minutes. So I hope students you have understood how to find out the sum of the given two time periods. Calendar. Calendar shows the days, weeks and months in a year. There are 12 months in a year: January, March, May, July, August, October and December have 31 days each. Rest of the months have 30 days except February. February has 28 days in an ordinary year but has 29 days in a leap year. Leap year. The earth takes about 365 days and 6 hours to go around the sun. To make our calculation easier, we take a year of 365 days. The time of 6 hours is generally added every 4th year, as 6 into 4 equals to 24 hours is equal to 1 day. An extra day in February. Thus, the year has 366 days and is called a leap year. February otherwise has 28 days in ordinary years. To check a leap year, if a year is divisible by 4, then it is said to be a leap year. For example, 2013 is not a leap year as it is not divisible by 4. 2016 is a leap year as it is divisible by 4. Our tip: the year with 2 zeros at units and tens place will be a leap year only if it is divisible by 400. For example, 2000 is a leap year but 2100, 2300 etc. will not be a leap year as they are not divisible by 400. Some more conversions. We know that 1 year is equal to 12 months, 1 leap year is equal to 366 days, 1 year is equal to 52 weeks, 1 week is equal to 7 days, 1 year is equal to 365 days. So students, let's look at example number 1. Convert 4 years 3 months into months. So here we have to completely convert this into months. So let's start. We know that 1 year is equal to 12 months. So 4 years 3 months can be written as 4 years plus 3 months. Now 1 year equals to 12 months. So 4 year equals to 4 into 12 months plus 3 months. So we get 48 months plus 3 months. Now 48 plus 3 is 51 months. So 4 year 12 months is equal to 51 months. So we have converted this completely into months, which is equal to 51 months. Writing dates. Dates can be written in different formats. For example, 1 January 2015 or January 1, 2015, or in a format that is by using time duration in days. Let us now learn to calculate the number of days between two dates in a calendar. So students, now let's look at example number 1. How many days are there from 21st March to 17th April? So we have to count the number of days between 21st March to 17th April. So what we need to do, first we need to count the number of days that are left in March. So number of days remaining in March equal to, so total number of days in March are 31. So from 31 we subtract the number of days we have already been assumed. That is, from 21st March we need the remaining days, so we need to subtract 20 since we need from 21st. So we need to subtract 31 minus 20, that is equal to 11 days. So in March we have 11 days remaining, and in April, days in April is 17, as it is from 1 to 17 are 17 days. And now total days from 21st March to 17th April is equal to 11, that is number of days remaining in March, plus 17, number of days in April. So let's add 11 plus 17 is equal to 82. So total days are 28 days. So I hope you have understood how to calculate the total number of days between two given dates.